What is up, everybody? Sean the D-Man here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend or having, depending on when you're watching this, hope you guys are doing great. We are back with another Nerd Talk episode. So if you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. This upcoming Saturday, February 1st, we should, if everything goes as planned, should be having the first live stream for the channel. My friend Angel is gonna come back on. She's been on before on the old other channel where I have been the majority of my old podcast episodes. You can definitely go check those out as well. But she's coming on, and we're gonna be talking about Star Wars Skeleton Crew, just doing a series review of it and delve into more Star Wars based topics. So you definitely want to check that out. I'm not sure of the time just yet, but obviously you guys will know well ahead of time. So this week's episode, I haven't fully dived into this one. I've talked about it, but Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, the other day they dropped a story trailer. I haven't seen it yet, so we're gonna take a look at it. But also, you're starting to see people come out who have already played the game. Now, how much they have played, I'm not. It just depends on them. Like, I know the Rad Brad, one of the most infamous YouTube gamers out there, he uploaded like an hour-long video, maybe of him playing it the other day. And then there's been other people that I have seen that have, talk about, hey, I've played the game, this, and this. So we may take a look at some of those, but mainly I just want to talk about the game, because this game has had, it's hard to describe the way this game the things have gone for this game. So it was originally supposed to come out last year, I believe last October, I believe is what it was. Then it got delayed to February 14th. Then it got delayed to March 20th. And so the people who have pre-ordered a game well in advance had to wait very much a long time to get this game. But the game itself has had its own problems, because obviously when we'll watch the story trailer just to give us an idea of what the story is about within the game. It obviously it's revolved around the whole Yusuke, whatever you want to call him, character. I don't really care as much, honestly, because like I haven't really cared about Assassin's Creed for quite some time. I've talked about this in a previous episode. I think I've only beaten out of all the Assassin's Creed games, I've only beaten maybe 2, Assassin's Creed and then Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think those are the only 2 that I've actually beaten out of the entire franchise. I've never played Unity, never played Syndicate, never played Rogue, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage. I played Odyssey and Origins a little bit. I played the Ezio trilogy a little bit, but like I just kind of stopped caring about Assassin's Creed for a while. So when this whole thing came up, it didn't really, I was like, I don't really care as much. But the talk with Yasuke, and I think my problem with the game, and like obviously Assassin's Creed has never really been historical accurate. Everybody knows that, but you set it in situations or in settings that are, I guess, historically based. If you want to go that route, you have the Crusades, the French Revolution, the Civil War, the Age of Pirates, the Italian, what was it? The Italian Renaissance is what I'm thinking. So I mean, and then I don't know. It's like I can understand where people are kind of like, you are. Because like the information regarding this character is not really well known. Now there are people who are probably like, oh, it is well known. He was a samurai. He was given the rank of samurai by Obanaga and all this, and then I don't know. Like, I think if Ubisoft would have been like, if they would have came out, because again, if you want to go down the whole DEI route and all that stuff, Ubisoft has not been they're not good. They have not been good in quite some time. Like Star Wars Outlaws, I played a little bit of it. I never even finished the game, primarily because there was so much glitches and bugs in the game that I couldn't play it. So I just never went back and played it. If they would have came out and just said, "Hey, we're going to evolve the story," because I don't remember. I don't honestly remember if the game, if Yasuke was the only character. Now they added a second character, a second protagonist. No, I don't remember or know. Maybe someone in the comment section does. If that was always the intended plan, or is it because they got some backlash, they had to go and rework some things and stuff like that. Maybe I'm not entirely sure, to be quite honest, but if they would have came out and just said, "Hey, we know this character has a controversial history regarding whether or not he was, a samurai or was he not, yada yada yada," but we thought it would be interesting to tell this character's story in our own interpretation and things like that. I think if Ubisoft would have came out and kind of like went along those lines, maybe they would have not have gotten the backlash that they did, but we'll never know. We'll never know. And so it was because, like, even Japanese people were getting angry at Ubisoft, and it was just a whole mess for Ubisoft. And I don't know if they learned their lesson. So, like I said, they're supposed to have it released, I believe, in October of 2024. Then it got pushed to February 14th, 2025. I don't remember. I don't recall what the reason for that was. I think maybe they wanted to have a few more, give it a good final polish or something along that line. But then they moved it to March 20th, 2025. And there's a problem, which I did not know this until people were pointing this out. There is a problem. Let me go. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Some of you may already know. Let's see. Let's see, where's it at? Where are you at? Maybe I'm crazy. Ooh, that's bright. I hate. Why can't we have? All right, let's do this one. It's gonna be bright, guys. I apologize. So March 20th, 1995 was there was a terror attack in Tokyo, and so I think it's like an anniversary of that terror attack on March 20th. So this is when Assassin's Creed Shadows is supposed to drop. So whether or not Ubisoft knew that, I can't really say, but it just makes you look bad regardless. So I have no clue. Will I play Assassin's Creed Shadows? Probably, but not for a while. I'll probably wait till it goes out on sale. Where majority, like, I never really pre-order games anyway. There are occasions where I will pre-order a game, but not many. Normally, either I'll just wait to buy it, or if it's something I like. Ghost of Tsushima, for instance, I have not played that game yet. It's a game I've wanted, but I've just waited till it went on sale, and I just never got around to getting it. But I probably will wait till Shadows goes on sale before I even get the game. And part of that's too. It's with my plan of what I'm doing on the gaming channel that you guys should definitely go and check out as well. But let's look at this. Let's look at the story trailer, and let's see. All right, let's take a look at the story trailer. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's embarrassing. All right, let's take a look here.
It's hard to remember. Blood.
Breathe deeply. Tell me about your nightmare.
There is evil at work in our homeland. Greedy lords who bring war.
I will say, like the cinematic trailer of it so far, it looks good. I have seen some people who have played the game a little bit talk about the facial animations don't look crisp. So
He comes. Oda Nobunaga. Ika is under attack. This blade cannot be taken.
What?
Now is the time.
These people don't care about us. Blood for blood.
This land will soon be unified by my vision. Is that tyranny?
I ride with you. My whole life, I have been caught on the wind, blown across the world.
I see potential in this man.
The Brock soldier is not one of us. Send him back to wherever he belongs.
He may become a legend, or he may die.
I don't know if we ever will learn the truth of whether or not he was a samurai.
No. Tools belong in the old world. This is the way forward.
You slaughtered innocents!
The blade, it is sharp. You are part of something bigger than this war. Our fates are connected.
We have all seen darkness. Some have been that darkness. Because you believe in my cause, we have come together, despite it all. To bring change, to bring light.
I'm still gonna say that it still looks weird. Again, I understand that he was more likely a real person and everything. It still just looks weird from a setting standpoint in this game, where like you have a tall black guy just walking amongst a Japanese culture and things like that. Again, I'm not here to say whether or not he was a real character. Well, I mean, he was a real person, but as far as the samurai stuff goes, I don't really care as much. It's just a weird look for me, but like the story trailer looks fine. I don't have any gripes with it or anything like that. So let's see. Let's see if I can find at least some kind of video. I want something that's not long, but I don't think I'm going to find anybody who's going to give me a short little thing. Oh, I think I know who I can look at. It's a little lengthy, but it shouldn't be an issue. Let's see.
I
kind of like this content. I like this content creator. She's very fun. This is was it Luality. I guess that's how you pronounce her name.
A few days ago, I got invited to an Assassin's Creed Shadows event, preview event. For those of you who don't know those preview events, they are very scripted. So the devs will basically show.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what I'm curious about is, did they have to sign like an NDA and not really talk negative about the game, only the positives, or they were just kind of like, you know, you can say what you want to say, just don't give too much of the game away, kind of thing.
Show you exactly the parts of the game that they want you to see. This is a preview. This is not a review. For me to do a review, I would need to play the entire game. I also was quite surprised that they invited me for this because I don't remember the last time I interacted with a Ubisoft game. I think the last Assassin's Creed that I played, I was a kid. But I'm happy for the invite because at least I guess I get to share with you guys the opinion of somebody who is completely outside of the Assassin's Creed
Okay, this might
world,
be interesting then.
what I thought about it. And also, I do not care for drama. I do not leave my house. I do not watch the news. I literally just sit at home and I play games all day.
She
So I'm
does.
here only to talk about my experiences with the game and that alone. If you want drama, if you want all this stuff, I'm sure you'll find plenty of it around. Just a disclaimer, I was not paid to be at this preview event. I was not paid to be making this video. I was in my house. Ubisoft, I don't care about their opinion of me. In fact, during this preview event, I had an Ubisoft employee watching me play the game all the time, and I spent a reasonable amount of time trying to crawl under the legs of a naked NPC. So their opinion of me is already zero. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe because it helps me so
She's a
much.
very funny
Thank
content
you.
creator.
Overall, I enjoyed my time with Assassin's Creed Shadows. There were parts that I was honestly impressed, and parts that I wish that were better, but I'll get onto that later. But my general overview of my experience was pretty good. I liked it, and by the end of the 4 hours, I wanted to play the game more.
Hmm.
One of the most surprising things for me in this game was the writing. I don't know how the writing is in other Assassin's Creed games, but those recent events where writing has been a weak point, uh, personally, at least the prologue and the parts of the game that I saw during the preview, the writing was really strong. I teared up by the end of the prologue.
I like. She has a point because like. Like, look at Dragon Age Veilguard. Like, the writing in that was, at least from the stuff that I saw, was not very good. Can't think of any other games because I'm picky about the games that I play. So I'm just not going to play anything unless it's something I have an interest in. But I know you could probably say Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's writing was Concord, very bad. Dustborn, very bad in my opinion. So and like there are certain content creators, even though I have never met them in life, I have seen enough of their content to know that, you know what, I can trust their opinions. Like the Rad Brad. I think majority of gamers that know who the Rad Brad is trust his opinion about a game. If I don't know how much he like promotes the games or stuff like that. He does playthroughs, gives his opinion, and like that's usually kind of how people are like, you know what, all right, I'll play the game. If Rad Brad is recommending it, then because he has like I think 16 million followers, like he's one of the most premier gamers on the planet, and like I trust his judgment and what he says when it comes to gaming. And I've seen enough of this content creator to know I can probably trust what she's saying. Like if you ever seen any of her Twitch streams or YouTube streams or whatever. She is a very funny character, and she's right. All she does is play video games all day.
I was especially invested in the story of Yasuke. Now it was also pretty fun. Her part kind of like made me tear up a little, but I don't know. There was something about Yasuke's story. There was something that I just didn't know anything about, and their writing also made it very interesting. There were a few things that, especially after discussing with other people who picked different options than I did in the dialogue, kind of like bummed me out. For example, choices they don't seem, at least from this review that I saw, this limited view, they don't seem to really affect much. So even if you pick some
I think I saw something where they have two different versions of the game. There's like a canon version where I think your choices matter, and depending on who, well, I'll have to look it up because I remember I was watching somebody talk. I think it was Asmongold. I think I was watching him talk, doing like a little video about the game, and I think that's something that had came up. I'll have to try to find it.
something else, the character does whatever they were going to do anyways. So that was a little bit lame. But even besides that, I was very, very interested, especially to know more about the characters of the game. I'm basically the Hulk trapped in the body of a tiny girl. So I'm not the stealthiest person around. If you watch my stream and watch me play games, I went out of Dishonored fully stealthy because I basically had to kill everybody and throw everybody off the cliff because stealth is really not my strength. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of this. Very slowly. With this in mind, I really liked that this game gives you a choice. If you want to play the classic, traditional Assassin's Creed play, Nai, I hope I said her name right. She is very, how I remember Azu. And Yasuke, he's the big hook. He just goes, hits stuff, and stuff dies. If there's a door, there's no problem. You just charge to the door. Don't need to find a handle. Just break stuff and smash. If you're playing as Yasuke, also, you can do like weapon combos. If you start attacking with one weapon and mid attack, you swap from your katana to your, it's kind of like a big hammer that he can use. He keeps going. Like one of his abilities that he can
That's
swap
pretty cool.
weapons mid combat very well and really smoothly. It's kind of like part of his mechanic. I feel like it's nice that it lets you.
I don't really care for.
It's kind of like part of his mechanic. I feel like
I think when I got around to playing Assassin's Creed Origins, I never really cared for this kind of thing. The whole like RPG kind of play style where, and I just finished up a Hogwarts Legacy stream on my gaming channel where, different outfits give you, it wasn't as deep as this would be, but like give you better health, better attacks or attack strength and things like that. I don't know. I've never really cared for something like that because I'm just like, but I understand like there are some people who do enjoy it. So, I mean, more power to them if they really enjoy it.
it's nice that it lets you pick what gameplay you want. But if you're not a very stealthy person like me, you have a choice now. With this in mind, however, I did feel like if you are really good at sneaking around and stealth, you're probably going to have a faster like gameplay experience, especially if you're good at it. It allows for a very skillful way of navigating the map and going around maps. Since this game was made to be played with either character, from what I saw, besides of course the prologue, you were never really forced to play as one or the other character. You can pick whatever you want whenever you want. it felt like the game allowed for a lot of creativity in the sense that there's some maybe hidden windows that you can find shortcuts to the places you're going. There's many different little tools that the game gives you as you're trying to stealth around or just hook your way through everything. There were some particularly few things that I noticed that I thought was really nice. For example, if it's ice and you climb into somewhere that there's like the ice on the ceilings, the ice can fall, and then that can alert the enemies to that you're around. Or you can also use that to attract the enemies to a certain area by breaking the icicles and then just kill them all. So
Another thing I learned that was when it comes to depending on who you play. So like let's take Naoi, if I said it right. She's more stealth based, right? The problem is if you go against guys who are heavily armored or a lot more power, like the hits that she takes are a lot more devastating than the hits Yasuke will take because she's obviously a smaller character. She's not built for, I guess, or designed for heavy combat in a way compared to Yasuke. But again, but obviously it was Yasuke because he's a big character. He stealth is not really his strength, and so that is a pretty interesting aspect, and it really goes into how you decide on how you want to go about it. You want to be quick and nimble, or do you just want to be a brute force and just plow your way through people? So, interesting choice.
it's very cool. The game seems to have a lot of like little details like that, and I really like that. I was particularly impressed when I was walking through town with Yasuke, and since he's like this fancy samurai, some of the more simple people they were bowing and they were making way, and I also
One of the things I hated when they first like revealed the trailer of the game, they did that stupid hip hop music to go along with it. I didn't like it. It was very stupid, but whatever.
noticed if I just started like charging through the NPCs, they would back off like they're oh my god, they probably don't even see I'm here and they're just passing through. So they were kind of like fearing for their lives as I was just roking through to the cities and all that. So I really like that. I also really liked something that I personally have only seen in this game, especially if you're on a road with walking with your character and then you remember, oh damn it, I have a horse, and then you call your horse doesn't just spawn anywhere, like for example on top of a ceiling like Roach does sometimes. You actually automatically mount your horse and you just go. It's such like a we go energy. You just call your horse and your horse comes and you just go. You're fast. There is no searching where did my horse go to. With this in mind, it was something that happened a lot while you were walking the roads. If you were in a little awkward position where the horse didn't really have room for it to be, it wouldn't work as well. But on the roads, it was kind of like 100% of the time it would work like that.
A newsflash, my plane's gone down.
My child is on that plane!
Another nice thing that I found is that you can pet most animals. You can pet dogs, you can pet cats. There's like some cute, I think they're raccoons or something. The animals are so cute. And not only you can pet them, but if you're playing as Night, you can draw them.
Oh
And
yeah,
those
that was
drawings, they
yeah. Instead of hunting in the game like you did with like I think Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. I don't know about Mirage, but instead of like hunting to get craftable materials, you just draw. So whether you like that, whether you think that's cool, that's more up to you. But that is interesting.
kind of serve a purpose. You can kind of like have a hideout in the game that you can decorate and things like that, and you can frame your drawings of the animals. And not only that, some of the animals, I'm not sure if all, they will move to your hideout after you draw them, if you want them to. So if you want to have some animals around hanging out in your gardens and stuff like that, you can have them. The characters, they have like huge skill trees, lots of skills, lots of trees. I did not have the time to look at them. I am so sorry. I was more focusing on the general vibes of the game. There was one thing that I did not particularly like. It felt like the bosses were very easy. To me, it didn't felt like I was
Oh
fighting a
wow!
boss. During the preview event, I could fight
Look at all
three
that
bosses. There
damage.
was one in the prologue, but they didn't allow us to record. So I fought three bosses, but two I have footage. They didn't really feel like bosses. They felt more like enemies with long health bars. And by long, I just mean like stretched out on the
They're like
screen
two.
because
Like good
it
lord!
didn't
Look at
really
it.
feel
Like
like they had a
those
lot more health
swipes.
either. So
That's insane. Like two swipes and like it takes off so much health. And now I don't know if this is what she's showing is a boss. It could be, but if that's the case, that's your Ubisoft is going to have to like fix that because that's I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
the bosses, they just seemed very eh. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm not talking about like their character and all this, because one of the bosses, especially, I was quite invested in his story and all that, and it was interesting as a character.
I mean,
But
that's a
as a
work in
fight,
progress, but
it felt very eh. The game looked freaking fucking gorgeous. I almost censored myself. I don't know why. I never do that. The game looked fucking amazing. Holy shit. Like the characters, they look like people. There was this guy, his ass looked pretty cool.
oh my god,
However, like, as long as they don't move. The motion capture and the facial expressions, they seemed not as good. And I say this with a little bit of restraint. I think that the reason why I have recently been noticing, it's almost like motion capture in games these days, they're never as good. But I think what's actually the problem is when they make the character models so realistic
yeah,
and human like, when they start talking, they don't move the parts of their face. Like, because when I talk, I move like everything. You can see me moving my eyes, I touch my hair, I move my eyebrows, parts, entire full parts of my cheek move, and I look up, I look down, I look at you. And in video games, this movement is doesn't feel natural because they're just so realistic, but the way they move feels so stiff. When a character talk and basically how they move is their mouth, and it's a very realistic looking human, it just feels a little bit weird. I don't think it's necessarily a problem with this game, but it's more like a drawback of having such
yeah. It
realistic
just looks
looking
flat.
people until we get
Like
the hang of get
like it just there's no emotion showing when she's talking here. It's just it's just her talking, you know.
getting motion capture and all that a little bit better. I feel like it's going to be rare the case.
I don't know how you fix that other than because when you make it too realistic, then yes, you're definitely going to have problems with the motion capture and everything like that. I'm not too knowledgeable on the process of those kind of things, so I'm sure somebody in the comment section will have some ideas on how it could be fixed. But yeah, it's
Cases that absolutely they can nail it. So we'll probably be seeing games with this drawback for a little while. In general, the game seems pretty polished, which is kind of like expected since the
well, I mean,
game.
given that I don't know when she actually is playing this game, but given the fact that the game was supposed to come out last year, and then come out in February, now it got pushed to March. I'm sure it gave Ubisoft a lot of time to go back in and make sure all the points were locked down and just looked good.
Was supposed to come out a few times already. So I didn't have many problems with it. There was one thing that was mentioned to me. I was talking with a friend who was playing in immersive mode. Sometimes in this game, some characters they can speak Portuguese, and other times Japanese, giving the occasion. And they were using subtitles that were not English. And
Oh,
they just didn't find that the writing was as good as I did for the game. And I think they mentioned seeing some typos and stuff like that in the subtitles. So for those of you thinking about playing in immersion mode in your native language, if that's not English, just keep that in mind. Of course,
oh, that's
it could be fixed until released, but if you feel like something is odd, maybe it could just be the captions. One of the quests that I did in the game was an investigation quest, and in this quest, at times, for example, I had to find somebody's wife. So you can either go in town and search for their wife, or you can send like scouts to do things for you.
Hmm.
So you can send a scout to look around the area and report back. So you basically just go to your map and then you send a scout. And if the quest that you're doing, there is an objective near that area that you scouted, it will show to you in your map, and then you'll have like the quest mark on top of it. You can also use those scouts to help you kill people. There was one time that there was a guy that was just like a guard of a place I wanted to go in, and for some reason he was hostile. So I just used a scout to just assassinate him. You can also
Huh.
summon a scout to fight with you. That also happened to me in one of the quests. I just summoned this guy, was kind of on accident, and then he was just helping me fight. So just a cool little mechanic. There is one thing though that really bugs me is that a lot of times it felt like the enemies were out of place. Random guys would just be hostile and attack me. Even though the world looks very beautiful and
Hmm.
extremely well designed, it felt like the environmental storytelling to be a little bit weak.
Oh, come on, people.
Was waiting and wondering.
It's almost like if they got the person who did the environmental storytelling from Dragon Age and the writers of this game, they would have like a massive and great game. Sometimes it just felt that they were just throwing guys to attack you because it's a game and you gotta kill shit, and that's kind of like, I don't know, weird, out of place. Maybe it's just an Assassin's Creed thing. Apparently, the side quests in this game were supposed to be a little bit more meaningful. I can't talk much because I didn't really have a lot of free time to just
Hmm.
go around and talk to random NPCs and find side quests. But the one side quest that I found was this little girl. It was very sad because her mom was killed, and then she gave you a quest to kill 25 guys. Like, not my
Okay.
kind of quest.
Okay.
Maybe after this first interaction, you would come back to the little girl and I don't know, maybe she will tell you to find her mom's necklace, or I don't know, but a quest of just killing 25 random guys just seemed kind of silly to me. I wasn't a big fan. And that was the only side quest I can speak
That's
for, though.
wild.
I didn't really
Oh my
shop
gosh.
around or have the time to
Now
investigate.
I can see if it was like say like say it was like a wife and her husband was killed by a certain gang of people, and she was like, you know, kill 25 members of this particular gang. That kind of side quest makes sense, but an orphan girl whose mom was killed telling you to go and kill 25 people, that is a little that's a little much even for me.
Deeply. Again, even though I have just mentioned some things that I didn't like, by the end of this review, I was pretty excited and I kind of wanted to keep playing by what I saw. And honestly, the game wasn't even in my radar before this, so it was quite surprising to me. I didn't expect Assassin's Creed to leave such an impression on me. I think Assassin's Creed fans will really like this game. As somebody who wasn't really into it, I was surprised of how much I kind of liked it. I'm honestly excited to play it when it comes out. And if you have any thoughts, concerns, anything, leave them down in the comments. I read them all. I only respond to the nice ones. So if you want to respond, be nice. uh, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and so on. Hope to see you around. Have a good one. Bye bye.
So yeah. Oh, so she pretty much gave a good honest review, at least of the thing that she was able to do. I think it was like Star Wars Outlaws. Now, what depending on how you feel about a guy like Star Wars Theory, he meant he like he I think he read through the NDA, and like I don't think he was allowed. I don't think you were allowed to like talk anything negative or about the bugs in the game. I could be wrong about that. I'm sure somebody again will correct me in the comment section. But it sounds like what did was Assassin's Creed Shadows, probably because of all the, the bad publicity. I can never say certain big words or just big words in general. Publicity that they basically did to themselves. Honestly, maybe they're giving people a little bit more flexibility to give good, honest opinions about the game, to try to at least encourage people to buy and play the game. I don't know. I don't know how well this game is going to do. I don't know if this game is going to be really good. I don't know if it's going to be really bad. I won't know until I play it. And usually that's the thing whether it's TV shows, movies, video games. I'll play it, watch it, whatever, and give my honest opinion about how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, I do tell people to go and at least try it for yourself to see if it is something that you like, because I don't want people to just like not do things just because I tell them not to do things. You are your own person. It's your money. If you want to go buy the game, go buy the game. If you don't want to buy the game, don't buy the game. So it's going to be very interesting to see on how sales numbers goes with Ubisoft when this game comes out, because let's be quite honest, Ubisoft has not been doing relatively good. Like you know, Star Wars Outlaws did not perform very well at all. I think the sales numbers weren't that great. And again, like I had my own issues and personal experience with Star Wars Outlaws when I tried to play it, and it's just like I was just like I'm not gonna check it out or anything like that. But but there are people who did enjoy it and did play it, and I'm happy for them. So it is what it is. Well, again, we'll have to just wait and see on how things play out when the game releases. But that's pretty much it. All I have for you guys. Just wanted to do like a little video talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said, I may have another episode out at some point this week, or if not, then you'll definitely be seeing a live podcast episode next Saturday, February 1st, for the Star Wars Skeleton Crew series review and just talking about other Star Wars things in general. But guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all have a good one.